Their answer was, we'll come up with it. What do you think about that? Do you think there's money out there that they can use for some of these things?
Are you talking about the State General Assembly members?
Yes, the House.
Well,
House Democrats.
my commitment, and I think our commitment, is to live within our means. And we will work together to invest in those things that we conclude are most important. And so this is an ongoing process. I've submitted a budget. It's in the House. There'll be work in the House. There'll be give and take in the House, and then it'll go to the Senate, and the same thing will occur there. But I believe in the end, we can accomplish basically what we accomplished 2 years ago. And that is, we can work together in good faith and achieve a budget that is the best budget we can possibly put together to meet the needs of our state while being fiscally responsible. And that's my goal, and I think thus far the process is unfolding in a way that pleases me.
What strings right now this morning about the tobacco settlement, that case, and basically said you can't earn money, you can't have money. What are you going to do?
Well, several things. I am quite frankly disappointed that this court has taken so long to reach this decision. In the meantime, the state of Ohio is being deprived of essential resources that we could be using to build our economy and put people to work. I don't know why the court took so long. I would urge the court to act expeditiously and to bring this to a conclusion. Secondly, I continue to believe that the foundation acted illegally, and they took resources that rightfully belong to the people of the state of Ohio and transferred them to an entity outside of our state. And that's my position. I feel strongly about it. And I would just urge the court to get on with the work and make a decision. And if it's a decision that is against the state of Ohio, then we want a chance to appeal that decision.
What strings do we know of right now, do you know of, that are going to be attached to this money that's given to Ohio, if and when it comes? Do you know of any strings? Well,
there are all kinds of strings. I mean, there are different pieces of this stimulus bill, and most of those different pots of money or resources have strings attached to them, as it should be. We are not asking for just a pot of money to fritter away, to build monuments to ourselves, or to waste. We are asking for help from the federal government to enable us to continue to provide needed, vital services to our people. And we're talking about immunizing our kids, we're talking about providing health care for our children, services to our elderly, respite care for Alzheimer's victims, correctional officers to keep our correctional facilities safe. These are some of the most basic needed services that the state of Ohio produces, and quite frankly other states produce. That's why I've been talking with Governor Rendell in Pennsylvania, Doyle in Wisconsin, Patterson in New York, Patrick in Minnesota, Granholm of Michigan, Corzine of New Jersey. We have been talking at least on a daily basis, sometimes several times a day, as we're trying to communicate to the Senate and to the members of the House of Representatives and to the administration. Quite frankly, we're also talking with the administration, trying to get them to understand that these are resources that are vitally necessary in order to keep people from losing their jobs and in order to provide essential services to the people who live in our states.
Governor, do you have a sense of whether the administration is more in line with the House version of the stimulus bill or the Senate?
Well, I can tell you that we worked with the administration before and during the development of the House bill. And every indication that I have received is that there is support within the administration for support and help directed to the states.
And the list of cuts you put out yesterday, is that what will happen if the Senate version passes? What possibly could happen?
Well, those cuts are realistic examples of where we will have to go if we are deprived of approximately $1 billion. That's approximately Ohio's share out of that $25 billion pot, somewhere in the vicinity of $1 billion, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. But those are significant resources. And it could result in us having to make serious decisions regarding closing some of our institutions, for example, at a time when our prison system, as you know, is about 134% capacity. I mean, these are very serious matters, and as Barack Obama said last night, as the President said last night, these are not usual times. And for some of the senators to complain that this is deficit spending, when quite frankly we've had 8 years of deficit spending that has brought us to an incredible debt, and Barack Obama inherited the deficit. He acknowledges that we cannot continue to spend as we have for the last 8 years. But I would remind you that when the last administration came to office, there was a surplus and we were paying down our debt. So Barack Obama finds himself now in a very difficult set of circumstances. He's been in office less than a month, and he is facing economic situations that have not existed in this country since the 1930s, when 600,000 people approximately lose their jobs in 1 month. That ought to be a wake-up call. We ought to get rid of the partisan bickering and the showmanship, and there ought to be a uniting behind this president as he tries to do what must be done to get this economy back on track.
Governor,
That's
you have
what I'm calling for.
do everything on that list, close prisons, raise tuition, stop immunizations. Wouldn't all those things amount to more than $1 billion?
You can figure out what's on that list, but no, we don't think that amounts to more than $1 billion.
So all of those things would have to be
Well,
done.
or we may have to make other choices. And that list is a list of the kind of things that would have to be done. So maybe we would decide to, cut more somewhere else and not close a prison. But that's, I mean, those are the kind of tough decisions that we will have to face if we don't have the resources we need.
Governor